This is Mark Chandler, President of ACT Solutions Corp. Modern moisturizing strategies for building moisturization in your skincare product. Really today it's no longer about just humectancy and occlusion. We have to take a more holistic approach in thinking about addressing dry skin. We need to think about osmolytes for water balance, stabilizing proteins, barrier reinforcement, and pollution protection. Because all of these things need to be addressed for the consumer that has dry skin. It's not one problem, so it can't be one solution. So you need many materials to address the issues of dry skin and dealing with moisturization. A lot of these materials are water soluble. The good news is that they're in solution when they're in the formulation. The bad news is that as the water evaporates, they come out of solution much faster than they can diffuse to the skin. Materials like this would include betaine, or trimethylglycine, inositol, and many amino acids fall into this category, as well as certain antioxidants like vitamin C. What we learned from formulating for efficacy and the software and the principles that we have there is that materials need to stay in solution in order to have a chance of delivering. Another thing that we find out is that the skin barrier has a certain polarity. These water-soluble polar materials, the active skin gap is very high in these materials, and so it presents a challenge that needs to be addressed as we look to deliver these things to the skin, because it's not good enough to have them in the formulation and to have them on the label. You need to get them into the skin. If one considers in a formulation Zemea bio-based propanediol as an enabler for these materials, you get two very important effects for the price of one. First, what you get is a non-volatile solvent material for these water-soluble actives. So as the water evaporates on the skin, and a lot of times that happens within 20 to 30 minutes, you have the Zemea to really catch them as they fall, keeping them in solution longer than they would be otherwise, because if they go to a solid state, they are not going to diffuse to the skin. Solids diffuse 10,000 times more slowly than liquids into the skin. The second issue that's addressed with Zemea is that with that large active skin gap with these materials, the Zemea has a Hansen solubility parameter much closer to the skin. So you've built almost a polarity bridge that can better enable these water-soluble moisturizing agents to be delivered to the skin. And finally, we really can't leave or forget humectancy. Zemea is a very good humectant in its own right. Not as powerful as glycerin, but still very effective and performing all those other duties to make the other materials better. In addition, if one blends glycerin and propanediol, the stickiness inherent in glycerin can be significantly reduced. So for modern moisturization, one needs to consider Zemea bio-based propanediol as an integral part of that strategy.